Good morning. What a great day to be a Razorback. Are we excited about Razorback football? I think it'd be fair to say that. We're excited about Razorback football, aren't we? We certainly welcome those of you inside the beautiful Fowler Center. We welcome those of you watching and listening around Arkansas, those of you on the internet, watching and listening wherever you may be. It's certainly an exciting day. It's a celebration. It's a new beginning. And that's one of the things that makes today special, a new era of Razorback football. The first person I'd like to introduce served as our interim athletic director. She began the search that has culminated this week. She's our vice chancellor. She's our senior associate director of athletics. Please welcome Julie Cromer-Peoples.
Chuck, thank you. We appreciate all of you being here for this very important day in Razorback football. It was almost 2 weeks ago that we initiated our search for our next head football coach. We had plenty to offer, including our history, our tradition, our facilities, our very passionate fan base, and also our competition in the nation's best conference and most difficult and challenging division in college football. We set out to find a coach with a relentless work ethic, with a high degree of accountability, the ability to hire quality staff that can match wits with the SEC and particularly with the SEC West, the ability to maintain good relationships within our state and beyond to attract the nation's top talent. We also were looking for a coach who is demanding but still relatable to the student athletes of this generation. And very importantly, we were looking for someone who would embrace the culture of our state, our university, and our program. Today we introduce a coach who not only meets all of those desired traits, but also leads an exciting brand of football that is both successful and entertaining. He is an innovative tactician who puts his players in the position to succeed. Chad Morris is about developing young men on and off the field. His high school coaching roots in Texas, as well as his collegiate stops at Tulsa, Clemson, and SMU, have only further solidified his relationships with coaches throughout our region and have led to distinct success on the recruiting trail. As we engaged in this process, one of the individuals I reached out to was former Razorback Athletics Director Terry Don Phillips. In that conversation, he expressed not only his confidence in Chad's coaching ability, but his absolute belief that he would be a great fit for the Arkansas program and would embrace what it means to be the head coach of the Razorbacks. I believe as our fans get to know him, they will see what I, Terry Don, and many others have already seen, that Chad Morris is prepared and is the right man to lead this program. I want to thank Chancellor Steinmetz for his unwavering support throughout this process. He afforded us the opportunity to move forward purposefully and efficiently with a coaching search, even though our department was in transition. Shortly after Hunter was hired as our new athletics director, I was able to share with him the status of our search and our determination that Chad Morris should be offered the job as our next head football coach. Hunter enthusiastically agreed, and with the approval of the chancellor, we moved quickly to make the offer. As you can tell by the presence of Coach Morris and his family here today, he answered our call. In addition to the chancellor, I would like to thank John Fagg, Clayton Hamilton, and Matt McCoy of our athletic department staff who worked directly with DHR International for their assistance in search logistics, background checks, and final paperwork in accordance with all university policies and procedures. And finally, I would like to thank our athletic department staff and especially our executive leadership team for continuing the daily work of supporting our student athletes and our coaches and support staff over the last 3 weeks. Coach, you'll find there is no better staff in the country, and we're ready to lock arms with you. From the beginning, I was confident that we could identify an outstanding coach, that we could maximize the many strengths of our program while taking on the challenges and opportunities of competing in the SEC. I have no doubt we have found the right coach to lead our program. And as a Razorback Nation, we have many things to look forward to as we enter the Chad Morris era.
Thank you, Julie. Arkansas is going to love Hunter Yurachek. We had an opportunity to meet him yesterday, and I know he's excited about having the opportunity to go to all corners of our state and meet you. And if you would, welcome to the podium right now our Vice Chancellor, our Director of Athletics, Mr. Hunter Yurachek.
Well, good morning. It seems like this is Groundhog Day for me again. I think I was sitting right here at this exact spot at this exact time yesterday, but not as much pressure on me today because I get the pleasure of introducing our new head football coach. But just wanted to thank all of you for being here first and foremost in support of our hiring of Coach Morris. It's certainly been an exciting few days for me and my family since Chancellor Steinmetz called to offer me the opportunity to come here to the University of Arkansas to be your Director of Athletics. I want to say thank you to those who have reached out to me from this community over the past 24 to 48 hours to welcome me and my family to this great state of Arkansas and to the University of Arkansas. I look forward again in the coming days, months, and years to getting to know each of you and serving as your athletic director. But today, again, is not about me. It's about meeting our new head football coach at the University of Arkansas. And before we do that, let me take a moment to introduce his lovely family that's sitting on the front row, starting with his son, Chandler. Stand up, Chandler. You got to stand up. His daughter, Mackenzie. Mackenzie, you want me to tell him where you go to school right now? Okay. All right. I won't tell him then. I won't tell him you go to Texas A&M. Okay. And his lovely wife, Paula. You heard from Julie about the search, and I want us to give her one more round of applause. You have no idea the fire she was thrown into here in the past couple of weeks. And she just did a wonderful job in showing her leadership ability and leading this football coaching search. And my role in this search, and I just want to be very clear, to use some football terminology, she had taken this search to about the 1-inch line, and it was a big scrum of players, and I was a big, hefty lineman that came and pushed the ball over the goal line. That's really where we were, and she, you don't know what she's been through in the past couple of weeks until you talk to her and really know the fire that she's thrown into, and she just unbelievable leader in what she did to get us to this point today. I also want to thank Chancellor Steinmetz for all his leadership in this process. The Chancellor's in Little Rock on business today, but I'd be remiss if I did not publicly acknowledge his tremendous contribution to this announcement we're making. When I spoke to the Chancellor about the athletics director position, I naturally asked about the status of the football coaching search. He assured me that the search was proceeding in a positive direction and that he was confident under Julie's guidance that we're in a great position to hire an excellent and great football coach to lead our program. And he was right. When I heard that we were on track to hire Chad Morris, I was excited and I was on board from the start. Having been around college football and nearby in Houston for the past few years, I was well aware of Chad Morris. He was a highly successful and innovative high school coach who built an incredible resume before taking his talents to the college game. As the offensive coordinator at Tulsa, he helped the Golden Hurricanes to a 10-3 record, leading one of the most prolific offenses in the game that year. In his 4 years at Clemson, he helped Dabo Swinney build a foundation of a program that resulted in a national championship and 3 consecutive appearances in the CFP. Coach told me when he first got to Clemson that the program at Clemson very much resembles what the program at Arkansas looks like today. How exciting is that for us right now? In 2015, we went on to SMU, and he did a remarkable job there. You guys may look at his win and loss record at SMU, but you may want to go back one more year. That program was 0-12 in the 2014 season before his arrival. At the University of Houston, we competed against that 0-12 SMU team that year. We competed against the 7-5 SMU team this year, and I can tell you there was a huge difference in those two programs under his leadership. But to know Chad Morris is to know far more than the X's and the O's. He's about people. He's about investing in the lives of young men who play for him and those who cheer him on. One of my best Chad Morris stories is he was recruiting my son earlier this spring, and my son was invited to one of their prospect camps this summer at SMU. My wife called me from that camp, and she said, "You want to know what that Coach Morris is doing?" And usually that's not good when my wife is going to call and tell me something like that. And she said, "There's over 400 kids at this camp. He has gone through the stands and he has introduced himself to every single parent that is sitting in the stands, and he spent 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes with every parent." That speaks volumes of the quality of the person that Chad Morris is and how he invests in relationships, especially through the recruiting process. As I mentioned in my remarks yesterday, due to our location and our history, Arkansas has a tremendous opportunity to recruit some of the nation's best talent in Texas and throughout the region. When Chad Morris walks into a high school wearing that Razorback red, there's a great chance that the high school coach already knows him. But more importantly, they know where he comes from, the success he has had, and what he stands for. I'm excited for the fans of Arkansas to get to know him. And now, without further ado, it is my distinct pleasure to welcome to the podium the 33rd head football coach at the University of Arkansas, Coach Chad Morris.